Hello, this is Ahmed Al-Laili, and this is my assignment 2.1 for Intro to Game Dev class. So, yeah, this is the blueprints I used. Some of them I didn't use, some of them like this one I was gonna use, but I didn't, and this one as well. A couple of them I didn't use, but most of them I did. So, starting with this one is the health that you have to pick up, or you don't have to, it's like just the health that you pick up off the ground. So first of all, it's event actor like being overlapped. So that means when you overlap it, it activates. And when you want to do that, you have to make sure that the overlapping activates events and hits too. So second of all, this is my projectile. This is basically like it's a bullet that you shoot. So uh, I got this from YouTube. I found the thing, but like I understood all of it. So event hit, this is so for the projectile, you just click add and you add projectile movement, and then you just change the speed, and that's all you have to do. And the rest is like from in-game or from UEFN. So yeah, and this is how it works. For hitting, there's a branch based on this condition, which is if the tag is enemy. So if I hit someone that's tagged enemy, then they apply the damage, which is either 15 or 30. And if I don't, then just the bullet breaks itself. Yeah. And the bird breaks stuff anyway after, but it's just if it doesn't hit anything. After that, this is the first zombie, the female zombie. So there's the event any damage. So for this one, is if the zombie takes damage, then yeah, the health goes down here because it's connected to health. And here I'll double click to show you. You get the current health minus the current health, subtract the amount, which is a variable that you can, or a float that you can change, depending on like where you're going to use it. And then you set the current health. You set the result to become the current health. And then after that, you check if it's if the condition is true, which is the condition is they're below or equal to 0. If it's true, then you kill them. If it's not, then you just don't do anything. Game instance here. So this is for the lives, how many lives the person has. So when the player dies, you get to this branch, which is like true or false. If the condition is here, the condition is if it's below or equal to 0, the lives, if they're below or equal to 0. The lives is a variable here, that's how it gets checked, and it's an integer, that means the whole number. So if it's true, if it is equal to or below than 0, then play the game over overlay. And then if it's false, then you just take away one life and restart the match, or restart the game. So the health is you have three functions. So this is just the normal health that you can give to anything, and then there's, I'll get to it later, but it's the player health that that's a subclass of this one. So this one's the main class, and then the subclass is either if you want player health, you can have zombie health or whatever. It depends on whatever you have. So for the main one, it's pretty broad. It's just like take damage, heal, and die. So taking damage, I just explained already, but I'll just go over again. The input of it is the amount. It's a float, so it depends. I can just add it later, change it depending on who takes the damage. And it's the amount minus the current health. Yeah, and the result you set it as the new current health basically. And then after that happens, so every time you get hit, you check if you're below 0 or not. And if you are, then you die. If you're not, keep going. The second function. So the heal has two variables or two inputs. It has amount and can overheal, which is a boolean. So it's like a condition. For the updating the health, it's the same as if you get hit, but it's an addition instead of subtraction. So, since you're adding the amount, since you picked up heals or something. So and then after we connect to the branch, which is true or false. So this is yeah, to prevent overheal if needed. If If you just keep it without adding this, then they can just heal infinitely and like get to infinite health or whatever. And then yeah, so you can prevent it by getting the boolean and putting the condition, which is can overheal or not. And if they can't, then it obviously goes to false. So it sets the current health between the minimum of these two, whichever is lower. If the current health is lower, it sets it. If the max health is lower, it sets it. So if you're at 151 and the max health is at 150, then it goes back down to 150 because it's the least. This is the same as the female zombie, nothing different. So this is the player health. The player health is a subclass of the normal health. So it's basically the same thing, but you can change one specific thing. Like, for example, it's like a dog, but a type of dog. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So in here, what I changed is the death. I made it since it's the player, we can't just have him die. He needs to, since the controller or the pawn, he needs to, it's a different way like of dying. So when he dies, or like when this function gets run, which is the, like, yeah, when he dies, we first of all cast to game stance 1, which means this is not really something that you do, it's just to get the, or to get like a specific thing, to get the actual pawn. So yeah, you get the game instance, and then as game instance 1, yeah, so on player death is another function. It basically runs this one, the one I showed already. So it's not really, this one is just to get, the only reason we did this, the only reason we did these two is to get this one. And then it just basically dies normally. And then, so I added, as you can see, I added a lot of uh, things of my own. Some of them I used, or most of them I used, some of them I didn't. So yeah, I'll go through the map real quick. This is the enemies, the zombies. This is the scars. This is the healing things, things to heal with. So yeah, I'll show the game overlay. This is the UI. So we have main menu, score and kills, or score kills, but I added score and the health with it, and then the game over thing. So for the when you start the game, you have either start options, which is it's nothing, and then quit. This is what they do. It's very simple. On clicked for the start button, on clicked it just starts the main starts the game since it's on a blank screen at the start. And then for the second one, on clicked, it quits the game for quitting. So yeah, for the score and kills, we have the health and the hits. It's not kills, it's hits. It's hits instead of kills. So yeah, added the canvas panel and then added the text on top and then the progress bar for the health. And for the progress bar, I had to add a link, so I'm able to adjust it here. This is for getting the amount of hits you hit. So it's pretty simple. It's just I got the reference here, just so I can connect the target, which is the kills, or it's actually hits, but it's called kills. It's called the kills by accident. So yeah, this is just to get the reference, and then made it every time there's a hit, you update one. Okay, so for the last one, it's the game over. So starts put canvas panel at the back. Added the image for the red kind of thing, not that high of opacity. And then the game over text, the vertical box, so for the two buttons, and then added the two buttons. So the buttons you have to go down and then on clicked here. Just add whatever you need to add. So for this one, on clicked, there's a respawn button. On clicked, it just restarts the level. Oh, and then for the second button, which is the back to main menu. Okay, so for the second button, it's goes back to the main menu, opens the main menu map. So yeah, that's all the interfaces, or yeah, user interfaces. So I'll show the game, or you quit, which quits it. So yeah, I'll show in game now. Okay, so this is the game itself working. As you can see, I have the hits top left and the health. I have R to shoot. The hits no top. 1, 2. Hit them 2 times. I can get hit by them. You can see they're screaming on the left. So these are the health potions. You see my health decreased. Picked it up. Sound effect. There's another health potion here. And yeah, you can shoot and kill all of them. I'll show how I die. When I die, it restarts, of course. Since I have 3 lives, die again. I'll show how, when it ends, how it looks. As you can see, you have the respawn and the back to main menu. That's what happens when you click respawn. This is what happens when you go back to main menu. It stops it. So that's all. Thank you for listening.